Put your bone, put your bone, put your bone, put your bone, put your bone. All right, I think we're live now. Good afternoon, everybody. This is the three count raw review, 8/19, August 19th. Oh my God, what did you guys think about that show? Right, let's just jump straight into it. What did you guys think about the show?
It was
I
amazing.
overall, can you guys hear me good or
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
just new stuff for me? Everybody, I'm using the laptop first time.
Nice.
So
Nice.
hopefully I get everything set up nice and neat later in the future, not now. But yeah, sorry, quit. I skipped the intro. Sorry. You got the mark of all marks. I don't know where I am with the screens, but he's like all the way over here. Maybe one day
CrossFit
you'll get
Jesus.
CrossFit Jesus. One day. And you got
Nah, I went to the
Inspired
gym today.
Michelle right here.
Overall,
Yes.
I it started out as a solid A plus, and I thought that high caliber matches, really good wrestling, smooth flow. Every moment had a purpose. They really didn't waste a lot of time on recaps. The King of the Ring tournament had a great effect rather than taking away from Raw. And it was really the main event and the ending that knocked it down to a B minus for me.
Nope. I lost you, Michelle.
What?
No,
What about now? Can you
Uh,
hear me now?
I can see we can hear you, but we can't see you.
I
Oh,
could see her. She's
Oh,
John Cena. She's a female version of John Cena. That's why.
it's okay.
But
Well, yeah, I agree with you actually. I gave the overall grade a C plus. Um,
what?
I was only disappointed because I was anticipating the huge announcement that they released earlier today. FYI, everybody, NXT's moving in USA on Wednesdays night, 8 to 10. That was the big announcement that everybody was expecting yesterday, but it was that's all, that's pretty much what I was really looking forward to. I didn't get that, so I was a little disappointed. But overall, yeah, there was good wrestling. No Vince McMahon at all. He wasn't at the show last
Amazing.
night. So that
right.
so what I noticed was nothing felt scripted. Everything was kind of organic. Nothing was forced. Nothing was pretty much like a robot promo other than Rey Mysterio's son. I think he needed a written promo because that was
Yes.
awful.
And Seth Rollins, they're still trying to push him down our throats.
Oh yeah. What did you think, Mister BTB guy?
It was amazing.
There
Especially the ending, the beginning.
we go. I get Michelle now. I don't know what happened. So why don't you open up the show with the beginning of the show? You had Roman Reigns versus Dolph Ziggler. Um,
That was a great match.
what did you
Telling
take away
you,
from the whole
like,
thing?
I already knew Roman was gonna win, but like there was some certain spots where it looked like Dolph Ziggler was gonna win. Like the match was invested, like it got you invested, and
What was your grade?
A.
Oh man. Well, I'll throw my grade in at you right away. I'll give it a C plus. It was a good match. Um, I still think that Dolph Ziggler's going for this cheap shot gimmick. It seems like every week he's taking a cheap shot at everybody, which to me I'm not a big fan of. That's kind of whack, as a heel. He's taking cheap shots. It's expected, but it's not something to me I want to see all the time. To me, it should have been a squash match. It was a good long match, but to me, it went a little bit too long.
It should
One
have been for the
because
pay-per-view.
one because a lot of people still don't like Roman, so you don't want to overexpose him because you're gonna get that criticism. And Dolph Ziggler's storyline to me isn't still to me doesn't make sense. He's losing all the freaking time. So I don't want to see. Yeah, he could put on good matches, but he just keeps losing. You know, if you're gonna put him on TV, he's gonna have to win at some point, and that's not what they're doing with him right now.
I gave it an A. I think that Dolph on the mic is golden. I think he is WWE's most underappreciated heel.
Yeah.
Um, it was a great match, even though I personally hate kickouts from finishers.
Oh yeah, there was a
But
lot of those near falls.
I don't mind a near fall, but kicking out from a finisher, I hate that. But it was equal, so I guess that's okay. I thought Roman did a great job. I think that Dolph made Roman look really good. Um, and we need that. We need people that are going to make Roman look good and him be able to show off his talent so that we can get people behind him because there's a lot of Roman hate.
Yeah.
Of course, you had the face win, which was, to be expected. I kind of like the Dolph losing streak because I think it'll build up to when he
The
finally does
championship.
win.
Yeah.
I think
Or
he'll
a
get the
championship,
championship
yeah.
today.
Some
Yeah,
type
but
of,
that's like a
I'd like to see
pay-per-view
him in
match.
a mid-card championship.
So Edgar, where do you think this is all gonna lead to? What's the Roman and Ziggler? You think this is just a filler segment, or do you think they're gonna have a match later down in the line?
Probably he's the attacker.
You think so? My God, I swear to God, I
It
put it in
should
the
have been
thread.
me.
I put I, I put it in a thread yesterday. If it's Dolph Ziggler, I'm gonna grab my beer and throw it at the TV.
It should have been me. Now
uh,
the match was a pay-per-view quality.
it could have been, yeah, it could have. But like I
Absolutely.
said, you gotta build it up to that. You know, I want like I wouldn't mind seeing it on a pay per view because it was a pretty good match. But I think they should build up to it. Because, like I said, you got a lot of Roman haters. People are going to talk more smack than praise him. Kind
I
of want to
think
shut
the
them up first and then shove them down their throats.
no, I think like the better matches with Roman, it has to be like with a high flyer or a technical, not like
Put him
somebody
back
that's
with
like
Buddy Murphy.
yeah.
Yes.
That's
That
what
was
I'm
good
saying.
shit.
High flyer or technical, not no powerhouse to match him and all that.
Next we had the Becky promo. And it was she just calling out Sasha, basic promo, nothing pretty much in. So I took the notes the way I took my notes. It was all in one paragraph because I'm finally starting to see fluency. So this backstage promo led to them talking about Sasha Banks, which led to the Jerry Lawler, the King Lawler interview with Sasha Banks, which everybody knows did not end that way, which led into the Fiend coming out and
Right.
taking out another Hall of Famer. No
I don't
apparent
mind it.
reason, no explanation. I'm still waiting on his
It's probably
apologetic tweet
legendary.
because he always tweets everybody he attacks right after. I'm still waiting on it. I haven't seen it. So that was really good. So I
You
love
heard?
that I'm starting to see fluency now, but
Yes.
it was really good though from start to finish.
Heyman written all over last night's
Yeah,
episode.
yeah. What were you gonna say, Edgar? I couldn't hear you.
He's gonna be the no legend killer.
I think he took that name without even it given to him.
Asking for permission. Yeah. Nah, but like to go back to what Tim be saying about the harm, the husky, the pig. I don't know what the A is.
Abby
Oh
the
no,
witch,
Sister
Abby the
Abigail or whatever.
witch,
Yeah.
Percy the
Rambling
buzzard.
Rabbit. Yeah.
What's up? What about them?
I don't know. It spells out harm. And then you know how it says the harm
Oh
or
yeah, he did. Yeah, I remember he put that in the thread. Yeah.
yeah.
So the mandible claw is really devastating.
My question to you guys is where do you really see them going with this? Because the first match that The Fiend had was with Finn Balor, but
Mhm.
he keeps attacking all the legends. So where
So
does that fit in?
what I think is I don't know as far as the legends, that to me is a mystery. But as far as the whole, if I can try to fantasy book it all now, I think what I would assume this whole storyline is leading to is eventually Bray Wyatt is breaking out of the Fiend, and him taking control of his body or his conscience back. Because the last time we've heard or seen Bray was before the Lantern. This was the go home show where we saw the on screen promo. I think with him against Finn Balor, and that was the last time we saw him. And yeah, I think that's where it's all going to lead to. And hopefully I'm right. I love being right.
Nah, I think it's probably gonna end up with like everything's all gonna go full circle, and he's gonna fight Randy Orton. Cause you remember how he said that they can't hurt him or something,
And
and he's gonna go after everybody that hurt him.
yeah,
Randy's the
and
last.
I'd like to see Randy have the championship title and the Fiend eventually go after Randy for the title so
the
that it
Fiend,
comes full circle with the whole setting the house on fire.
the Firefly Funhouse. If you watched on BTB, we had that watch party with all the
Yeah.
Firefly Funhouse episodes. That exact picture of the burning house was there for first couple episodes. So it means something to him for him to hang it on the wall.
Yeah.
So maybe he's saving him for last. I don't know.
Yeah.
Next, we had Miz and Ricochet versus Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre. As much as I love Drew McIntyre and the Miz and Ricochet, not Corbin,
I love Corbin.
I gave it a C. It was a basic match. It was just, I guess, it was just a way of them showcasing the King of the Ring contestants, which is fine with me. It was just a filler match. It's completely good wrestling. Can't hate it or love it. Ricochet ended up with the win. I gave it a C.
They should have.
I gave it an. Go ahead, Julian.
Nah, go ahead. I'll save it for last.
I gave it an A. I thought it was a great match. I thought it was a great tease for the King of the Ring. Solid wrestling. Everyone looked good. Typical face win again. But I thought it was a great match. It was great to see Corbin. Especially he's been working out a lot, and you can see he took his shirt off now. So hopefully he'll get himself into better shape.
Yeah, he's not as cheap of a heel anymore.
Yeah.
Nah, but I think they should have just had that match as a tag team, and whoever won, them two advanced.
No, I don't know, man. That would cause some controversy.
Yeah.
I like when man, did he do the what was that? The Claymore kick? Nah. He didn't do it, right?
No, he was about to do it to Ricochet, but then Ricochet got out of it and wound up winning the match.
It was a roll up.
I don't know if it was a roll up.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Next, you had another Skype call.
King of the Ring?
Huh?
For the King of the Ring, I don't mind having wait, who's in Raw again? Samoa Joe's on Raw, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't mind having him going against Drew McIntyre.
That's too juicy for right now.
Yeah.
Let whichever be a face or whatever.
Next, we had Michael Cole have another Skype call with another Hall of Famer, Booker T, hyping up the King of the Ring. So maybe I think they're gonna have weekly calls probably. So Hall of Famers to hype up King of the Ring. And Booker T called it. He says Drew McIntyre is gonna win. So I agree with him on that one. Next, I had my first F of the night in the AJ Styles versus Braun Strowman, which ended in a disqualification. Because, damn it, it would have been nice to see. If you're going to give the belts to Strowman, I'm not going to get too into detail because that's Michelle's. I don't want to spoil it. But why not just shoot for the stars and give Strowman all the gold from this, So that's why I disliked it. I don't like DQs.
I thought it was an A+. It taunted Braun with the whole, will he turn heel on Seth Rollins or not? It led to the tag team title match for the main event. It told a story.
Yeah.
You know, we saw Braun and AJ with the OC and Seth last week. Now we're seeing it again this week. It all was fluid and it had a purpose. And I love Braun Strowman and AJ Styles. So I can see them. It's great. But I can see what you're saying. It wasn't really too much of a match.
Yeah.
It was kind of short.
So you could have done a backstage beat up promo, like a brawl between something, to set up the tag team match or whatever for later on.
Right. What did you think, Julian?
It was decent.
Just decent.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I like when Seth Rollins went to go talk to whoever to make a tag team title match.
Oh, the backstage promo after all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all right. So next you had Samoa Joe versus Cesaro, and man, I love this match. This is my match of the night. And my first note was Cesaro just exploded straight out the gate, completely bull rushed Samoa Joe with those beautiful European uppercuts and just pat, pat, pat. Oh my gosh! So that I got into that. I was jumping up and down.
I was at work jumping up and down.
It was it was a real it felt like an old school match, nothing but striking and some technical wrestling, which is you don't see commonly these days, so it stands out a lot. And I've been noticing that I've been liking a lot of the old school wrestling lately, so I hope they continue that.
Yeah.
And it unfortunately ended in a Cesaro's push. To me, it seems like the Cesaro push is done because Samoa Joe put his ass to sleep and eliminated him from King of the Ring. And I gave that match an A.
I gave it an A as well. I thought it was a great match. They both look good. Like you said, good old-fashioned, old-school technical wrestling. Hard hitters. Cesaro is just tremendous in the ring. Joe is, of course, the greatest. The only thing I really believe that Cesaro needed to win the King of the Ring. He's got everything it takes, but he's just lacking that something to push him to the next level. Because I believe he needs to be in the main event scene.
Yeah.
And I felt that the King of the Ring could really have done that for him. I think out of everybody that's on the bracket, he, above anyone else, really deserves it and needs the push. But we got Joe, and I'm not disappointed because Joe's the best.
What do you think, Edgar? Mark?
That was a great match. But I mean the right person won. And like I was surprised when Cesaro picked him up though for the swing.
Yeah.
And then I think one of the suplexes or something like that.
Cesaro is a beast, bro. He is a beast.
Yep.
Love every second of that match.
I still think he'll get like a little push or something before he retires. They're probably gonna do something like how they did to Kofi with him.
Maybe. Hopefully, first they need to find him a better entrance song because I hate Cesaro's new entrance song. It's so corny.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely, and a new outfit. I mean, he just needs something.
I mean, he was a Paul Heyman guy, no?
Yeah.
So Paul Heyman could like realign himself with him, or have him and this guy be a tag team. Nah, his client.
Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
You good, man?
No. I think that Cesaro really needs to be in the singles competitor. He was really good with Sheamus, I'll give you that, but he needs a nice, and he was good with TJ Wilson too. But I think he needs
Natalia's husband.
Natalia's husband.
Said wife.
Oh,
I agree with Michelle. I feel like they peaked as the bar, Cesaro and Sheamus, so they did need to separate. And
Yeah.
I didn't want to see a typical breakup. I'm glad they did it the way they did. They just didn't say anything and just broke them up, which is fine with me. No explanation needed. Because, like I said,
Right.
they did everything together. So next I have the Elias segment comes out and gives his farewell performance. I was heartbroken at first. I was like, oh no more Elias. And before he could even start,
nah,
you
nah,
had
nah.
you had what
Exactly.
apparently BTB thinks is the greatest wrestler in current wrestling right now, R-Truth,
Yeah.
hide and failed to claim the 24/7 title. And
Nah, but first was
just like Michelle said,
Drake Maverick though.
well, yeah, this
Yeah,
was
they
over the
they did
weekend.
do a
Yeah.
YouTube clip of Drake Maverick trying to win the 24/7 title and losing.
They recapped the weekend video. Nice.
Yes.
That was funnier than this because I didn't want to have input in it because I didn't want to think about anything. But now that I'm talking about it, from what I saw, I think R-Truth hit his finisher and Elias kicked out of it and just left. So it's like R-Truth just lost some credibility in my eyes. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm like, okay, maybe this guy's too much for you, R-Truth. You're gonna need some help.
I want to see Carmella as the 24/7 champion.
Well,
That would be
we'll
interesting.
that's gotta be how they end up doing it one day because she's around R-Truth too much and she has nothing going on right now, so she needs, I guess, to have another shock heel turn or whatever.
Yeah.
I gave it an A plus. It kept the storyline going. It was short and sweet and to the point. And I think the most important part was that there wasn't a title change, which I feel that this belt needs because it has constant title changes all the time. And I think it was good to see Elias hold on to it for a little bit. We need that kind of break instead of that, oh, R-Truth is just going to win it back again.
Yeah.
It was something different. So, and R-Truth, I mean, his antics are just golden, whether he wins or loses. So,
Next I
better
had
storyline going forward.
sorry.
That's okay.
Next I had Rey Mysterio's
The
backstage promo.
no,
No,
I
what was
thought
that?
Yeah.
the Street Profits they did the whole King of the Ring thingy, and then they
Oh,
called themselves that they should be the king of the tag team, like they should have a King of the Ring for the tag team division,
well, they
and then
actually is a tournament going on at the not at the moment, but it's for AEW, the first tag team champions. Just FYI, I didn't write anything down because Street Profits. It was just a quick 5-second segment.
is Y2J in it.
No, he doesn't have a tag team partner. He's gonna be the
Damn.
AEW World Heavyweight Champion though.
If he does, I'll
Boring.
probably just watch a clip.
Anyway, we had Rey Mysterio's backstage interview, and he was super close, talking about hand on his mask and everything, ready to retire. And here came Dominic, which, man, I understand
His
that.
son is taller than him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to shit on this completely. I'm sorry, but I have to. You're on the WWE Monday Night Raw main. This is the A show in a lot of people's eyes. Why are you gonna put somebody who needs help, who has no experience at all, in front of a live camera with I don't know. He could have said 5 words and that would have been better instead of 5 whole sentences and completely bury himself in a lot of people's eyes because that had no emotion. I'm like, you're Rey Mysterio. You're a legend. I need you to stay wrestle because you're my dad. It's like, what the hell?
It
He
did.
should
It
have
really
just been
killed the
like,
segment because it
Yeah.
needed that emotion. You were all emotional when Ray was getting ready to retire.
Yeah.
I remember Rey Mysterio back in WCW. This guy's been
Yo.
wrestling forever. And it was so emotional to see that. And then you have this lousy promo that it really did it. It killed it, and it was sad.
So I would love to see Dominic in the ring, but he got to work on those promos. If you're gonna be on
Yeah.
the big screen, you got a war coming up. You want eyes on you,
Oh, yeah.
not draw it away from you. So
And Heyman is in charge. He is the king of promos.
yeah,
Work with
so
him.
yeah, so he'll get there. Hopefully, he noticed that and took that note, and is gonna start working with him because you can't go
Right.
wrong if you're getting help from Paul.
Right.
What did you think, Edgar?
That should have just let Randy Orton RKO him one more time.
Okay, all right. So
Nah,
he,
nah, but like his Dominic should have just said, "Hey, don't quit. I'm finna be your tag team partner. Shut up. That's it."
yeah, legit. And
Yeah.
that would like look. I'm gonna start training you, and next time people see you, we're gonna come back together, something like that. Go off, and then he could take some time off to work on those promos or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was talking about that he wanted to be able to tell his kids that, oh, I was in a team with my father, your grandfather.
Great Rey Mysterio,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
The
or if not,
content was good. The
yeah,
yeah,
content of what he said was good. It was just
yeah.
there was no emotion behind
No
it. It needed
delivery.
to be, yeah.
Edgar, do you
but
want to take away the next match? Probably the best part of
what
your
about,
day.
what about the Sasha?
That
What
came after.
that came after.
Oh, okay.
So it
Well,
was had. Go ahead.
you had the New Day versus the Revival, and out of nowhere, Randy Orton comes out and RKO's
Big
Big
E.
E.
Oh, that was so
And
nice.
it really
I'm
was out
like,
of nowhere.
Yeah, those are the
I'm like,
best.
like I was at work, and then I seen that I was like,
I knew you were marking out
man,
over that.
yeah. My coworker, he was like, damn.
What did you think of the match, or just everything in by itself? If you can grade it.
The match was a C. The ending result was a A plus 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 plus. And then after that, um, all you see is them attacking um uh
Xavier Woods.
Xavier and Big E, and then out of nowhere comes Kofi, and then he gets whooped on, and then they do the Shatter RKO.
Oof, my
That's a
God, that
nice. I posted it
yes,
on the group.
I saw that, and my God, I missed that last night, and I saw it today, and I'm oh my God. So I completely agree with you. Actually, this match itself was a C, and if I had to grade everything else, would be an A plus 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 plus, because you have a brand new stable. They're even going on Twitter talking about FTRKO, and that's their new hashtag. And I'm down with that. I'm completely down with
I
that.
like
Who
the
wouldn't be
boost
down with
that
that?
Randy Orton gave him.
Yeah,
The
he's.
snake skin on boots.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that. I gotta check those out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Michelle was
gave
right.
it.
They're actually decent. The revival.
They are. I told you the revival is amazing, and overall I gave it an A plus plus plus. Also, just awesome match, continuing the rivalry, keeping everybody really engaged in this storyline between Kofi and Randy Orton. It was golden.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I hope Big E turns his back on Kofi and aligns himself with Randy Orton too.
Hell.
No,
Well, it looks like Xavier Woods just got written off TV because you had Randy making Kofi watch him break
Yeah.
in kayfabe break Xavier Woods' leg. And if you
right?
go back in time, the Revival's debut, they did that exact same thing to Kofi Kingston when they debuted. So it's just a little bit of irony
Okay.
that it happened to Kofi first, and then they made Kofi watch them do the exact same thing to somebody else. So that's something cool. That's a fun fact for you.
Nice, nice. I didn't
Next,
even
you
catch that.
had Michael Cole interview Sasha Banks because Jerry the King
Damn,
Lawler got
she looking
injured.
beautiful. Listen here.
I didn't really listen to this, so if you want to take it away, go for it. All I have was that Michael Cole tells Sasha she does nobody cares about her hair, and then she says you're welcome. So I didn't really listen to this part because
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of cryptic. They asked her about coming back to the WWE, why she came back, why she did that to Natalia, and all she could talk about was her hair and how everybody was talking about her blue hair. And he was like, no, they're really not. And she was like, you're
Blue's my
welcome.
blue's her favorite color and all that.
blue's
Yeah.
my favorite color too.
No, mine's
I
just
mean,
red.
it wasn't a bad it wasn't a bad filler, but
Yeah. What did you think,
Nah, and
Edgar?
then it was amazing. Like I was
what was
happy I
amazing
finally got
about
to
it?
just staring at Sasha Banks.
Well, if you want to talk about staring, the next match to me
The
was
next
better.
match.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So you got Alexa Bliss and Nikki
Mandy
Cross
Rose.
versus Fire and Desire. Was this for the title for the titles?
nah, it was
No,
just a non-title
non-title
match.
match.
Well, Alexa and Nikki came out with the win, and man, Nikki is putting that team on her back
Yeah.
because she's
Yeah.
doing
Hopefully
all
she
the heavy
turns on. Hopefully she turns on Alexa, makes Alexa like this time around she's the face instead of having Alexa always be the heel.
I
Yeah.
agree.
So I got an argument here, more than like a snarky comment. So I would love to get more into detail about this match, but um, I don't care for the women tag team titles because ever since Evolution happened, or ever since WrestleMania happened, actually, there is no more women's revolution in my eyes. That stuff is gone. They're back to the we're giving them two segments out of the night, and those two segments can be no longer than 5 to 10 minutes. So I can't care for them if they don't care. So that's just me. So I gave that match a C. It was a quick match, and like I said, I don't see any push for the women's at the moment. So we'll see what happens next.
I agree with that. I gave it a B plus. Decent wrestling. Sonya with the spine buster was amazing. I have that written down. You had Alexa and Nikki win, which I didn't think was a good idea, just because it's a non-title match. So giving Mandy and Sonya the win, I think, would be better to set up future title matches.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, it's hard to get invested in the women's tag team division because they created the belts without actually having a women's tag team division.
Yeah, I was just like, here, be quiet. We got you a
Yeah, and
present.
there doesn't seem to be a future. So, like you said, how can we be invested in it when you're not giving us anything to really care about? It's
Bring Stephanie back.
sad.
I honestly want to see
I'm
Stephanie
surprised.
come back.
I'm surprised with Stephanie that she's not taking, a bigger role in this and really pushing for, like you said, this women's evolution. It's
Yeah.
not really an evolution.
Yeah.
Next, you
Like
had the.
to be honest,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I wanted Lita and Trish Stratus to win the women's tag team and like build off of that.
A lot
Have
more
them
people actually would have watched that because even before the Boston Hug connection wasn't too popular,
Right.
I would rather have seen Trish and Lita. Like then they
that
turn
could have been the
heel,
inaugural. Yeah.
and then you had the Boston Hug connection win it at WrestleMania or something. Just there's a lot of ways. There's a
Or
lot of different ways they could have gone about it, and I feel like at this point they just shot themselves in the foot. They booked themselves
Yeah.
up into a corner, and now they're
Yeah.
just winging it.
Sure, because the
not
only
even
real tag team that you have was the Iconics.
Fire and Desire.
And yeah, you do have Fire and Desire. And then they just put together the Kabuki Warriors. But you had the Iconics. They were, an established tag team. They did fairly well in NXT, and you gave them the titles, and they just completely dropped the ball. the booking was terrible. The way that they handled it was terrible. And like Louis said, you kind of just booked yourself into a corner now with that.
Oh yeah. So next, I had the second King of the Ring match: Cedric Alexander versus Sami Zayn, and I gave it a C plus. It could have gotten better grade from me. So it's obvious to me Paul Heyman loves Cedric Alexander. He's kind of reminding
Yeah.
me of like the old Rey Mysterio, the
Mhm.
way he's pushing him. Cedric came out with the victory. And the only reason I'm upset is they're using Sami Zayn to lose. I would have liked to see him advance to the second round, even if it was with a cheap victory of some kind. You know, just because he does pull off good promos, and just for the potential for him to come out and cut a promo every night because he's the almost king of the ring. You know, would be
Right.
nice. So
Or
yeah,
not have him go against KO.
who? Oh, we're gonna see all that tonight. Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I think he's not. Well, if Shane shows up, Kevin Owens ain't gonna win against Elias.
Mm, we'll see what
We'll see.
happens.
Yeah. I didn't
Um,
really pay too much attention to that match.
yeah, it was. That's what I noticed too. That's what I put. I put a good match. I just can't get behind it. Wasn't too invested in it. That's my note.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it was just a
We
quick match.
They did
Okay, cool.
have right before that, you had that quick little segment in the back between Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman when he's kind of eyeing Seth Rollins' title, and Seth tells him, "Just focus on the tag team titles tonight."
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's hungry. I forgot about that. Um,
Now after that, wasn't it one of my other segments?
what?
Yeah, then you had a quick segment with the OC saying that Braun and Seth don't deserve a shot at the titles. And then you had Natalia's segment.
That's what That's
That was
something.
amazing. That was a plus 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 plus.
I
I give it an A
hated it.
minus.
I hated it.
What?
I hated it.
Really?
Yes. To me, this is typical WWE. This is cheap heat. You bring up a dead family member. Everybody, you're gonna. It's like automatic heat. It's just cheap heat to me. That's what I didn't like that Sasha brought up. Hey, say your daddy, I said hi when you go to hell or whatever she said. So
Right.
to me, in my opinion, I don't. So you
And
you could have written Natalia off of TV last week already. I don't need to. I don't want to see her again.
this is building to a feud. And I think it's great because I don't want to see Sasha and Bailey again. So going after Natalia is really good. It gives Natalia a chance to be on TV and continue with her little push. Um, And as far as the heel heat, I mean, everybody's complaining that they want the attitude era back. And as soon as they get a little bit cross that line, everybody's like, this is what heels do, man. I mean,
Yeah, you're right. You're
it
definitely
may be
right.
typical, but you got to get, if you got to get hated, one way to do it is to say, when you go to
Yeah,
hell, say hi to your father, who is Jim the Anvil Neidhart. I mean, come on. Automatic hate.
yeah,
It was
Yeah,
great.
I
A
think there's a
minus.
double standard. You
yeah.
heard?
You can look at it both ways. In all honesty,
Because
but Michelle got a point too.
because it's kind of like a double standard. Because like when Samoa Joe says something like that, everybody be like, "Oh, he snapped." But when Sasha does it, oh, she's bogus for that. Come on now. He was targeting AJ's wife and
Yeah.
kids,
So
and
And that was
then
a great
with
storyline.
Jeff Hardy with the liquor,
Yep.
and but
And it
then
was
when Sasha does
priceless.
it about Jim the Anvil Neidhart, everybody gets booty hurt. Come on now. That's because they're hating.
You, the point is for her to get booed. The point is for
yeah,
her to be hated. You know what I mean? I think that people are just mad at Sasha because, they're upset with
she's
the
back.
whole,
She's
yeah,
back.
that
So they.
she's back after throwing the
And
temper
calling
tantrum
her
and act.
Sasha bots and all that. Like, come on now. That's
You know?
uncalled for. They hate it.
But of course, WWE and Paul Heyman, with his genius, is using that. We noticed that with Becky when she had her little promo and she was hyping up the Sasha heat. So using the heat that's already generated on social media, perfect.
Nice.
Heyman's a smart dude.
He really is. And you know what?
100%.
I hate Sasha and I was very upset that she was back. But honestly, what they've been doing with her, it's working. It's great. So
I told ya.
So Michelle,
I
now
still
that
don't like her.
now, since you're on fire, you want to wrap up the review with the main event,
The main
which
event.
could have gone either way. People could have gave it an F, an A, or a C.
I gave it
an
an A.
F.
You
An
gave it a
A?
wait. Let Michelle wait. I want I want to hear what Michelle said. Go for it.
Seth and Braun versus the OC for the tag team titles. I give it an F. Decent match, but the ending just completely ruined it. You finally have some real focus on the tag team division. The OC is strong. They are on fire. You know that the WWE Universe has been so upset over the fact that you have really not had a tag team division in a couple years.
Yeah.
So you're finally doing the right thing. And they decide to douse it and delegitimize the entire tag team wrestling division and tag team wrestling in general in one fell swoop by putting the belts on just a random, put together mishmash of superstars just
Yeah.
because the
They're
star that
top
Vince
guys.
wants to push down our throats isn't getting over with the fans.
Yep. You got Roman Reigns 2.0.
Absolutely. And you know what? The belts on a random thrown together team like that is such a smack in the face to tag team wrestling. There needs to be
Yeah.
a cohesiveness and a flow and a chemistry. Tag team wrestling is an art form.
Yeah.
And when you just take two random people and throw them together and they win the belt, it it's stupid. It's insane. Now, yes, I'm sure that this will lead to a heel turn from Braun, which we all want to see. It'll set up for the Universal title, but I really feel like that could have been accomplished without destroying the tag belts, without destroying the tag team division, and without really squashing the OC's momentum right now, which is one of the greatest heel stables.
Yeah.
Just
So, what do you take from it, Edgar? Since you're shaking your head over there, because I completely agree with Michelle. There's nothing really else I can add to it.
It was an A because Seth Rollins curb stomped AJ Styles when he tried to interfere, and then after that, Braun Strowman he won. He's the one that got the pin, and then it's setting up all that. But like, if you didn't want to have all that, you could have just had the Usos win in the first place.
This guy, where did the Usos come from all this, man?
the Usos
I'm
have
still mad from
nothing
that.
to do with it. You got to get over it. The Usos have had a great title run so many times. It's time for you have a heel
You,
stable
you
with
ain't gonna see
Paul
them for
Heyman
a
in
while.
control.
They're still in the doghouse after
Yeah.
DUI. Come
This
on,
is
man.
my yard.
Well, like I said, I completely agree with Michelle. Um, it was a pretty good show, and hopefully they lose the titles next week. That's all I want because they're
And
there.
that's just
Gave them,
stupid too.
yeah,
It's pointless.
it
You are
was
I got one point.
delegitimizing the tag team titles when you do that. Why take it off the OC one week just to put it back on them the next week? It just is. This has Vince written all over it, and
yeah. So
Okay,
it's
look.
terrible.
Nah, look,
I'm
look.
looking. I ain't seeing nothing, but I'm looking.
Okay, so they put the titles on them because they were gonna correct the wrong from when Braun Strowman won the tag team with a 10-year-old.
Man, ain't nobody
Stupid
care
booking
about that no
too.
more. We got over
That
that
was
already.
stupid booking too, and this does not help that.
Yeah, we're done
And
past that,
then
man.
they're
Wait.
also putting they're
They
also
Ooh, she go.
they're also putting more
She go beat
milestones
your ass.
on, on Seth Rollins. When my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I don't
you're
want to
gonna
see
get the
Seth
rude
Rollins with
awakening.
all this. I don't want to see Seth with all his freaking belts.
Nah,
Um,
but they're giving Seth Rollins some more milestones because you know how he was one
Roman
of
Reigns
the
2.0.
he's the first to get three dual champions.
Roman Reigns 2.0, man.
Yeah,
No,
Biggest.
because he's never been a
that's
double
that's
champ.
what it is.
No,
Because
I'm
no one
saying
is getting behind Seth Rollins as champion. No one wants to see him as champion anymore. And they dropped the ball by not letting Brock retain the belt and have someone else go after the title.
yeah.
And so now
Let
they're trying
Roman
to
Reigns go after the
backtrack.
title.
What? No,
No, that's
somebody
what got
else.
in trouble in the first place with all the fans is too many title pushes. And they're making the same mistake with Seth Rollins. You can put 50 belts on him if you really want to. And you know what? It's not going to make him any more liked by the fans.
And he won't
Kayfabe
get
is dead.
over.
We all know it's
Okay,
scripted. We all know they're handing it to him. You've got to do something bigger to get us behind it, not just handing him belts to go, oh, look, see, now I have two belts, so I must really be good. Stone Cold said I'm
okay,
really
then
good.
turn some more Drew McIntyre face and let them whoop on Brock Lesnar.
No, you don't need
No.
to turn anybody face. You could have had Rock retain the belt and build up to, oh my God, anything, anybody else but Rollins.
well, well, everybody. I want to thank everybody for joining us. That was one hell of a review. You had Edgar and Julian. Edgar and Julian. Sorry, you see, I don't know what to call you. You're just the mark of all marks. And the
Yep.
inspired Michelle. You want to see them argue some more? Check us out on BTV. Like, subscribe, comment, give us some feedback, and join our SmackDown Live thread. Gonna check around 6:45 in the group for the live thread to go live. Thanks, everybody.
See you tomorrow.